Today I'm going to be making this Barbie kitchen, so let's get to it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell to get notified. So I started off with this MDF that I got from the dollar store. I then stuck down this pink wood-looking vinyl. And then I just cut off the excess. I measured and cut out a hole for the window in one of the MDF boards. I used this white vinyl that I got from the dollar store. And then just stuck it to the MDF. And then just cut off the excess from that again. I made 3 walls with just the one window. I painfully cut out all the cupboards and counters out of the MDF. And 2 hours later, everything was covered in pink vinyl. I used this light pink vinyl and just kept wrapping. And that's what the one looked like when it was all finished. And I wanted to cry a little knowing how many more I had to do. I glued each of the cupboards on one by one. I found these little bracelet connectors that I had, and they looked perfect for the handles for the cupboards, so I used those and just glued them on one by one. I used this glittery pink vinyl for the fridge, and then just cut out a bunch of MDF pieces for the fridge. And back to wrapping more stuff in vinyl. I glued together the base of the fridge and let that dry before I started to wrap that in vinyl as well. After I was done wrapping the base, I then glued on the front. I grabbed some of this gold flat wire from Michael's. I cut up some small pieces and glued them together, and I used this for the handles for the fridge. And here's what it looked like when it was all finished. I wish my fridge looked like this at home. I decided to use this dark pink vinyl for the stove. And surprise, surprise, some more MDF pieces for the stove. I cut a hole in the front for the glass door. And wrap, wrap, wrap. For the back of the stove, I used a little piece of MDF and wood dowel. This little sucker was hard to wrap. It took me 2 times. And here's what all the stove pieces look like wrapped. Now let's make the stove top. I cut this out of MDF and just cut out some pieces for the burners. And I wrapped it up in some white vinyl and just put a base of the white vinyl as well. I used a bit of black polymer clay that I had lying around. I made some burners out of the clay, and then cut all these out of the clay for the top of the burner. I glued the little burners into place. And used some of these beads just to fancy it up a bit. I glued those into place, and that's what it looked like. And then glued on these little top of the burners. I glued 4 on each one. I think it looks pretty realistic. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I used this silver vinyl I had and just wrapped the inside of the base of the stove. I glued on a little piece of clear plastic on the stove window and dirtied it up a bit just to make it look a little more realistic. I glued on these little side pieces and wove some wire for the rack. I glued on this front drawer, and this is what the base looked like. I used these little eyelets that I had laying around just to kind of decorate and make things look a little more detailed. And here comes the top. For the knobs, I used some of these little pearl buttons and painted them with some nail polish. And just glued them in around the eyelets. And here is my beautiful Barbie stove. I am so in love with this. Let me know what you think. Now this stove needs a range, so I cut out some more MDF. Wrapped those suckers up in the dark pink. I put a light pink strip right down the middle. and use some of these pink jewel stickers just to put down the sides. I put the jewels around the edges as well just to give it a little more detail, and did it around for the others. Glued it all up. And here is the stove range. And of course I wasn't done. I put a little bit of silver vinyl in there just to be extra. Okay, it's time to start building, and I just used some simple 5-minute epoxy to hold this thing together. I wanted to make a backsplash, so I used the glitter vinyl and I cut out little squares with my Cricut. And because this is cheap vinyl, it took forever to wean it out properly. I cut out pieces and just glued it on with the whole backing. I then put a clear vinyl over top of it just to secure it all in place. I used some coffee stir sticks and sliced and diced those and painted them up black for the window frame. I painted around the windowsill black. I glued on a piece of clear plastic for the window. And then glued on the window frame. And that's what the window looked like all finished. I then started to assemble the top cupboards using the 5-minute epoxy as well. I measured where everything needed to go and then glued it all in place. I cut out some pieces of MDF for the counter and cut a hole on the one side for the sink. And wrapped it all up in the white vinyl. And here are the counters all finished. And I just installed those countertops with some more 5-minute epoxy. And as you can see, I have 2 of the walls up, which I did glue in place with the epoxy as well. I needed to make sure those were up so I could measure the countertop properly. here it is, pretty close to being done. It's looking pretty good. I printed out a little picture so Barbie has a nice view out of the window. To make the sink, I just used this plastic that I found from the glue that I had and cut it up and just glued it all together. I painted the sink up using this sparkly pink nail polish. And after multiple coats, this is what it looked like. I put a little bit of vinyl on the bottom just so I didn't have to do more coats of nail polish. I poked some holes in there and put some gold eyelets in there for some drainage because Barbie be scrubbing those dishes. I cut up and bent some more of that flat gold wire that I had and used some earring backings to make the sink. And just glued everything together. And here's the new shiny gold faucet. I wanted to make some stools for in front of the island, so I used a couple of these cutout circles, some fabric, and some felt, and these skewers. And just glued. I painted up the bottom hot pink and put this gold nail sticker around the sides. I painted those barbecue skewers a hot pink and just glued them in place. I put a couple gold beads on the bottom of the legs just to finish it off. And Barbie's kitchen can't be complete without a big bee sign. I also made this little plant for on top of the fridge. And Barbie be baking cakes. And she's got to wipe up her mess with some paper towel. And here it is, my Barbie kitchen masterpiece. Let me know what you guys think. How do you think it turned out? Do you think I could have changed anything? What would you have added? And if you like this, you definitely have to subscribe because I am in the middle of making a 1970s cottage. So you'll have to check that out. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.